This past year has been really hard for a lot of us. Between a deadly global pandemic, a jobs crisis, and isolation, hello, is anyone even in here? It makes me wonder if we're ever going to be able to laugh about any of this. Well, according to the comedy world, we will. They have an equation that says tragedy plus time equals comedy. And what this means is that with enough time, all of this is going to be hilarious. But contest master, dignitaries, distinguished Toastmasters, my fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, your pets, what I want to know right now is what about right now? Well, I have come up with a hypothesis. You can laugh during your painful experience. And that laughter can help you get through it a little more easily. Now, what this hypothesis looks like in the real world is making a joke at the wrong time. Being silly in the middle of a serious moment, or laughing while you are in pain. Disclaimer, I am not saying not to feel your emotions or your pain, but pain and tragedy don't have to consume every inch of your life. Chang-Meng Tan, the Google engineer and author of the book Joy on Demand, explains that joy and pain can coexist. And while joy does not have the power to push away pain, pain doesn't have the power to push away joy either. Now, I have been able to test out this hypothesis throughout my life because I have a very unique coping skill, comedy. So I'm going to take you with me as we explore 3 extremely painful moments from my life and how I used laughter to get through them. During the most devastating moment of my entire life, I cracked a joke. After a long battle with ovarian cancer, while holding my mother's hand, she took her last breath. And the hospice nurse came in and told us that we needed to call the funeral home to come collect her body. But there was a problem. I didn't think my mother was dead. And so I tried to explain to everybody that I didn't want this to be a scene out of Monty Python. You know, bring out your dead. Oh, not dead yet. And this sweet hospice nurse turns to me and goes, well, if you don't think she's dead, do you really want that to be the last thing she hears? But every time I think about that painful moment from 7 years ago, I laugh just a little bit. A year later, I got to test out this hypothesis again when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was during one of those extremely long waits at a doctor's exam room, and I was about to storm out and demand that somebody sees me. And as I was reaching for the door handle, I could hear music being played. She drives me crazy, ooh, ooh, like no one else, ooh, ooh. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself. And I just started to dance. I mean, I am grinding on the exam table. I'm twerking on the doctor's chair. And I discovered something. You can't be angry when you're being silly. And so this became a game for me. Every time I went to a doctor's exam or a chemo treatment, I would set up my phone, I'd hit record, and I would dance like nobody was watching. And then I'd post it to the internet. And before I knew it, I had friends, colleagues, acquaintances reaching out to bring me to chemo because they wanted to dance with me. And my chemo treatments ended up being filled with joy and humor and something I actually looked forward to. And now, every Friday afternoon on Zoom, I get to test out my hypothesis on others, where I teach improv comedy for Gilda's Club of South Florida for cancer patients. And every week we choose a theme and we dress up. And a few months back, our theme was winter holiday. But that same week, one of our members died. And a lot of our students said that they didn't feel like dressing up or showing up, but they did anyways. And they came in ugly sweaters and wearing Santa hats. And I was dressed as a gift. I had a gift bag over my head with a hole cut out for my face and tissue paper sticking at the top. And we laughed. We laughed harder in that class than we had in any of our other classes because we were being silly and outrageous and playful while in pain. We give so much power to pain and tragedy. But when you laugh at it, you can steal a little bit of that power back for yourself. And whether it is a joke on a deathbed or being silly during chemotherapy or laughing while you're in pain with stage 4 cancer, I think I have proven my hypothesis works. You can laugh during your painful experience. And that laughter can help you get through it a little more easily. Contest Master.